I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 26.
And I was diagnosed with breast cancer at 34 years old.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 32.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 26.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer at 19.
I found a lump when I was taking a shower.
I was just sort of feeling around my left breast.
I was just laying in bed and I was just laying with my hands on my chest.
I didn't think it was cancer.
After about a month or two, I noticed that it was like protruding from my skin, and I could see it in photos.
It was like a whole whirlwind of things.
Went in, they go, well, probably nothing, you're only 26.
Because of my age as well, they said that most likely it's not breast cancer.
I didn't expect that that would be me, and I never thought it would be something that occurred that quickly.
My doctor called and just blatantly told me it's cancer.
When the doctor delivered the news, honestly, I was just in shock and I was just speechless.
I didn't really know what to do other than to cry.
I was under my mother's insurance. They told me it wasn't going to kick in until 6 months after. I decided to take my money out from the bank. I quit my job, and so I kind of lost hope at that moment.
Didn't even know what the next steps were because I couldn't get in with a single specialist. My COBRA insurance hadn't gone to active status, even though I paid thousands of dollars. They just said there's nothing that we can do. And so when I asked the doctor, I cannot get in with a single person. They won't even talk to me on the phone. And his words were, well, you just slipped through the cracks. And he had no words for me.
I think one of the biggest things that was hard for me with breast cancer treatment, and still is, was going to the hospital, seeing people who are a lot older than me.
They keep telling me, you'll see plenty of young people at the breast center. I have not seen a single young person.
I'm 19. I never, ever in a million years thought that anybody my age could have breast cancer.
They look at you with this confused, blank look, and every single person looks at you that way when you tell them that.
Seeing the looks of just confusion on their faces when someone called my name to go into the exam room.
I told people that were close to me, but I got to a point where I could only tell them over text messages, or I just told my parents, I'm like, you tell them, because I can't have people stare at me with this blank, like their look goes blank.
I hated those stares, and I wanted to find some people who understood.
There was kind of like a mix of emotions between of course, you never want to hear you have cancer, but I feel like my healing journey and my cancer was a wake-up call in terms of being able to take care of myself. That wasn't really happening before. My mental health wasn't great, and I was always thinking, let me put other people first, let me put my work first, but cancer gave me permission to break out of that, and because I need to focus on saving my own life.
Everyone tells you, oh, you won't be able to do this, you won't be able to do that. And Jen comes in.
I felt like Jen was like an angel. I didn't understand why she would help me.
It was the first time someone had said, you can do all these things.
She takes away everything bad that came to you.
Even just talking to her on the phone, it was like, oh my God, I think I found my person. If the other people in this organization are like her, I found my people that I can talk to who are just gonna get it.
This was a community that I wanted to be a part of, and I felt really lucky to be a part of it.
I'm going through the crappiest time of my life, and meeting those girls just put me in another world. I felt like I could be myself again.
A lot of the times you may have people around you, but they can't really relate and they don't really understand. And I got to meet other women that had had bilateral mastectomies, and I was so curious. I remember one day I stopped one of the girls and I was like, can I look at your boobs? I just want to see.
I've just heard so many scary things with chemo, and the number one thing, I didn't want to lose my hair.
I was going through that moment of confusion when I was like, do I cut my hair? What do I do with my hair? Because it started to shed a little bit.
If anyone knows me, they know that I had long, luscious hair, and I love my hair so much.
Jen called me and was like, let's go get a wig and they'll shave your head for you.
She called me and said, hey, do you want to come in for a fitting of wigs and bits and pieces? And I said, yeah, of course.
And I got a wig, and it felt good. And then I got my makeup done after with Lori, and I felt like myself again.
She made it feel like I'm normal, this is okay. So that was an incredible introduction to 5Under40.
And that's really where I found most of my community in 5Under40, was just meeting the other women, having a chance to speak with them.
When you are newly diagnosed, seeing doesn't mean that You can't do the things you want to do just because you're diagnosed with cancer. I had chemo on Tuesday and I went to Boston on Wednesday, still with my injectable thing, and I saw Aerosmith.
I had that hope when I saw all those other women that were 5 years out of cancer, 10 years, that kind of helped me push forward.
Becoming a brand ambassador for 5Under40 brings so much happiness to me.
Becoming an ambassador of 5Under40 is really special and an honor. Going through a healing journey like what I went through and what these other women are going through is something that I would hope a lot of women don't have to go through in their lives. But if they do, then I want to be here to support them.
I'll be able to help other women the same way that I was helped.
I'm able to share my story and just show the world that it's okay. Like, don't be scared to touch around your boobs to see if you have lumps.
Other young women who have been diagnosed with cancers or other serious illnesses who don't really have anybody to talk to and who look like me, whose families don't encourage the discussion, who are afraid to talk about it. It's culturally taboo. It's empowering to be able to tell people, hey, I went through something like this. It was scary, I was worried, but I'm getting through it. There will be people in your corner. I will be in your corner.
And I don't think anyone is the same after. I think once you realize that that's okay, then, okay, I did that. Cool, now I can do all these other things too. That doesn't have to be your label. Someone the other day even said to me, oh, well, they knew I had cancer. I said, well, you had cancer, but you're so happy. And I looked at them and I said, you know what, like, having cancer is not a personality trait. You can still be happy even when terrible things happen to you.